Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. So, here is a follow through or follow along workout. Come with me as I hit my chest, and it's a really amazing pump. You guys should definitely follow along. So, this I started off with a few chest presses. Again, this is just a warm up. I did two sets of really slow and controlled movements, making sure that the blood flows in the entire chest. Alright guys, so after the warm up, we started off with some double presses. Started off with 20 kgs, making sure that you do slow and controlled movements. Also, making sure that you keep in mind the full range of motion as well to stretch the entire muscle. Again, this was a really amazing workout. It really pumped up my entire chest. And then we moved on to the next set. I made sure that I pumped up the weight as well. I believe this was 22.5 kgs. Look at the muscle fibers, as you guys can see from the side chest. Another thing to keep in mind, guys, when you do a dumbbell press, making sure that your scapula is retracted, because you don't want to be going ahead and using your entire shoulders and tricep muscle in order to lift the weight up. You want to make sure that you're only using your chest muscle, squeeze your scapula, and then make sure that your chest is entirely tight and tensed, and then go ahead and get into the workout. And there you guys can see, give this a try. I mean, this methodology, because it's going to really help you guys to get the maximum pump in your muscles. Again, this was a really stupid angle because I was the only one filming, so I didn't know what I was actually filming. And the last set I moved on to 25 kgs. And then the next exercise that we're moving on to is a pec deck or a chest fly. Again, there are multiple names for one exercise, so it's totally fine. Over here as well, making sure that your elbows are wide up when you're going back, and then when you're coming in front, making sure that your elbows are more squeezed in. Stretch the chest entirely and then squeeze. This is a really good exercise for volume and get the entire mass in your chest. And then we move on to the second set. This is a really heavy set. I believe I started off with some 40 kgs, and then the next set I moved on to 45 or 50 kgs. I'm not even sure. Again, making sure that you do slow and controlled movements is going to take you guys a really long way. Now let's get into the third and the last set of chest flies. Here you guys can also see the muscle tense and the soreness in terms of the muscle fibers. Just gotta make sure that you stretch that baby out, making sure that the entire muscle is ready to tear apart. You can also go ahead and add some partial reps at the end to get to failure. And then we move on to the next exercise, that would be cable flies. Again, a really good exercise for volume and mass. Even in this exercise, make sure that your scapula is retracted, and then get into the rep, make sure that your chest is entirely tensed, and then get into the workout. Here comes the next set. Look at the lighting, guys. Look at the muscle isolation and the definition. There you see it. Make sure to do controlled and slow movement. It's going to really help you a long way. And check this out. People keep coming in the video. This guy was a pretty sensible person. I actually did apologize for coming in the video. But I mean, people who are like humble in the gym, that is what is good, I would say. I mean, you can make a sense of it. Some people just don't even give a shit, like you'll see in this clip. But no hate to anyone, guys. Holy shit, look at the muscle definition, guys. Making sure that you entirely stretch the muscle when you go back up, and when you contract, squeeze the entire muscle all the way to get that extra muscle fibers tensed out and ripped, and then work on yourself with the diet. And you see the disappointment in my face when people kept coming in the video. Okay, let's move on to the next exercise. That would be chest presses. Here we started off with the warm-up, guys, in the beginning, but now we're moving on to really heavy hard reps. We started off with 50, I believe 50 kgs, making sure that your elbows are towards your body rather than making into a T shape. Also making sure that your scapula is retracted really is going to help you get the entire stretch and the contraction in your pecs. And it was really exhausting. Moving on to the next set. I believe this was 60 kgs or 50, 60 kgs, I believe, because I remember hitting a PR. And then again adding on some partial reps just for the extra pump at the end. Here's another angle for the chest press, and this would be a drop set. I just wanted to make sure that the blood was entirely, like, my muscles were ready to tear up, so that's what I did. Started off with 70 kgs, I believe. I think I did 3 to 4 to 5 reps, and then dropped the weight to almost to 20 or 15 kgs, and then get into the set again. And you wouldn't believe that it was really hard, even when the when even the what the fuck, I forgot the word. When the weights was about 40 kgs or 30 kgs, it was still really hard to lift going through to the workout. In the end, there you see I'm doing the partial reps because I couldn't get it up all the way up. The exercise, guys. And we had to finish off with some posing. You guys can see the side chest pump. And again, I did not hit back, but still it's worth a try. Stay tuned for the next video. That would be a back workout where I will be showing you guys in the same way. The only reason I cannot play the music, or maybe I cannot record the audio in the gym is because the music is not turned off. I cannot actually turn it off because there are a lot of people in the gym and you know, they would not allow the music to be turned off. Check out the pump in the chest, guys. You can see the muscle separation, the abs. I definitely got to work on my obliques. I still have those a little weak, and my arms as well, which I am working on. So it's not that far to get to my best physique of the entire life. As we have mentioned that we're gonna get in the best shape of our lives in the at least in 2 months. It's already half a month. We still have a month and a half to go. I believe I'd be able to achieve it.
And with that, guys, we are done with the workout. Hopefully, you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and peace out.